Hello guys, girls and everything in between, I'm Gasman Ant and welcome back to today's video. In today's video we're going to be covering everything about console Deadside. Deadside has just released on consoles on PlayStation 5 and Xbox, and its current version is the 1.1.2 update. So when you guys are looking for videos on your current version, you want to be searching for the 1.1.2, and hopefully you guys will come across all of the videos for that version. So they have said, the developers, that they want to skip the 1.2 update and go straight into 1.3. The timescale for this is rumoured to be the end of the month, so this will mean you guys should get one big update and bring you into contention where PC is. Now, in my opinion, this is good for the game, and I can feel that Deadside will be bigger on console than PC. Now, that is just a matter of my opinion. The reason for this is games of this genre on PC are pretty well established at the moment, and they haven't seemed to have cracked the code for console, in my opinion anyway. Rust done it, it wasn't as good as it was on PC. DayZ done it, it wasn't as good as it was on PC. Whereas I feel like Deadside could potentially break into that market, as when playing the game, it did feel good on console, and that is with playing PC as well. Like, normally the PC version of potentially Rust and DayZ diluted my opinion on the game because it wasn't up to scratch, but with Deadside I can't really see that being an issue. So again, just a shout out to the developers really for putting this onto consoles, as it's give the game a lot of exposure, and it could potentially lead to a lot of growth for the game, as the devs do a good job of consistently updating the game and keeping up to date with the community and let us know what's going on. So in my opinion, if you are looking for a game where you know what the progress path is going to be, make sure to join that Discord, the Deadside official, and then you will be kept up to date with everything there. So yeah, that is all I have to say really about this topic. So enough of all the rabbiting then guys, we're now going to talk about all of the gameplay that you need to go through and all of the differences for console on Deadside. The next section of this guide will be talking about the settings. This should be the first thing that you sort out when you load into your Deadside experience. So on consoles, all you have to do is press the pause button, go down to the settings, and you'll be faced with this menu. So we're going to start off with the game section first. Obviously, choose your language that you play in. Then the camera position, this only affects your third person. So if you play on the first person servers like me, this won't really make a difference. But the first thing you want to change that does make a difference is your FOVs. Now, I only play on first person servers, so I just changed this one. I set it to 120, as if I put it on 80, you will see that it's pretty zoomed up, and it's a lot harder to see what's going on. As with this type of game, I like to have it set pretty high, as I get a lot of information then on what's going on around me. I can see a wider field of view, so I'm able to see more, get more information in gunfights, etc. And things might catch your eye, whereas if it's zoomed in, there's potential things that you might miss. Next thing is the weapons. I leave the tracers on, as you can see where your bullets are hitting, and you can see where bullets are coming from when you are getting shot at. And that it just makes a difference. It's more of a quality of life thing. The interfaces doesn't really matter too much. The only time these would matter is if you're streaming or recording. Hiding the electronic lock codes isn't really a big thing on console, as people can see you typing the code in anyway, as there's no way to hide that. So yeah, in my opinion, that's a pretty useless option. The hiding the server name though is a good option. As you can see here, I've got server type, and both of them are all asterisked out, you can't see them, so that's a good section if you're streaming or if you're recording, as that's what I use when I'm trying to record on a server. The next important thing will be the sound section. I turn off music here, as you don't want to be listening to music as you're playing the game. The more important information you want to be listening to are footsteps, gunshots, explosions, all that kind of thing, and I feel like music just takes away from that, but it could be personal preference. If you like a little bit of ambient sound in the background, go ahead and leave that on. Props to the voice chat in this game. Voice chat is very good. You can set all of this up here, how your microphone sounds, the volume and what people are coming through. And then if you want voice chat on or off. Controls, I play on type B, just so that this is useful for me, because if I hold down the L1 key, I don't really have to take my fingers off important buttons while I'm playing, and accessing this Hot Wheel while doing that is pretty important for me. So yeah, it's up to you guys what you want to play on, but I personally prefer B, and I think it's the better one of all of them. And then if we're going through the rest of them now, we'll go into the controller. So we've chose our button preset. You want to make sure that you have your aim assist on. Invert your axes if you like that. Make sure you set your dead zones as minimal as possible so you don't have stick drift and your aim wandering when you're not on the analogs. And then set up your sensitivities first and third person if you're playing third person servers. And then your aim sensitivity for when you are aimed down the gun. And then the last few settings that you want to cover is the acceleration. Now, I turn acceleration off as I don't want my aim to randomly accelerate, get a little bit faster, making my shots that little bit more inaccurate. And then you're aiming. This option, all it does is toggle or hold. So if you toggle it, all you have to do is press the L2 or LT key and you'll stay zoomed in until you press it again and you'll zoom out. I prefer to play on hold, but again, it is just whatever you're comfortable with, guys. So make sure that you're using these settings that I've showed you, as they will help in quality of life with the game. Right then, guys, in this section, we're just going to cover some important features that you should probably use while playing Deadside. So if you are playing on the controller setup that I am playing on Type B. I showed you this earlier. You'll be able to see that when we hold the L1 key, we bring up this hot wheel. Now, this is quite important as it allows you to access anything off of your hotbar, whether it be weapons or anything within the D-pad areas. So it just makes it a lot more smoother to transition between things, as if I was to get to the repair tool in the middle, the blue one, I'd have to go across and then wait for it to pull it out. Whereas if I use the hot wheel, I can literally go to the grenade section and it pulls grenade out, pull my gun straight back out. So make sure that you're utilising this in your play, as it's just making it a lot easier for you guys, and it is a good quality of life feature that Deadside have added. The next feature I want to talk about is if you're playing on the same control setup, if you hold right on the D-pad, it brings up this menu. If you're running a flashlight on your gun, you can turn this on by using this option. If you want to leave your mic to open mic, you can see in the bottom right corner a mic symbol has come on, and the mic will always be recording or outputting in the game. And you can just turn that off by selecting it again. If you want to drop the gun that's in your hand, all you have to do is press that and it will lower the gun. Drop it. It will lower your gun from out your hand. And then if you want to bring your gun back up, all you do is just do that. Or you can use your aim. If we just get it back up again. Let me get the gun out. So if we just put it down, you can just aim and it'll bring the gun back up to your hands. I think this is quite a cool feature, just so that you can see a little bit clearer. There's a lot less taking up your screen. And then the final one that I want to cover is the ear one here. It deafens your audio, so if you're doing something really loud, like shooting turrets out, there's loads of grenades going off, loads of explosives, you can just deafen this, and then you can put the option back on. And these things are just a good quality of life thing that they've added to the game, so make sure you're using these, as it will just benefit you in the long run. Now, comment from my previous video was that do consoles get storage lockers? And the answer to that is yes, consoles do get storage lockers. But it is also worth noting that if you're looking at continuing playing Deadside, you want to support the developers, all you have to do is buy this $7.99 or however much it will be in your country. The price may vary. But with this, you can double the storage size in your server if the server allows for storage. You also get some additional skins. You get a Vortex skin set, and then you get, when you spawn in the game, you get binoculars, a flask, a walkie-talkie, a lighter, and a knife. Now, you'll always spawn with these no matter what happens when you die. So yeah, it's just a little idea for you guys. I run it. I don't really use the lockers much in the game, but it is just an option for you guys. So the only thing that I have really noticed with the game in terms of things that have changed is just the crafting recipe on the base locks. Now, I can't believe how hard they've made it people to put bases up. As if we go here, you can see that it's 3 spare parts and 3 wires, instead of 1 spare part to make base locks on PC. Now, the spare parts aren't even the hard part, it's the wires. The wires are so rare, and in all my time playing, I think I've been playing for about an hour and a half on this server, I've found about 6 wires. And that is a pretty hard requirement. So that's going to limit people on how to make bases. But in terms of everything else, I haven't really noticed anything too different or out of the ordinary for people. So yeah, I would say that in terms of where you are with your recipes and everything, you're not far off what PC is. It's just that base lock, which I think is a bit steep. Another feature that I have noticed with the key codes, or the base codes, is that when you open up your door, if you've already put the code in once, sometimes, but not all the time, it will make you put the code in again when going through the doors. Also, on the console version, I have noticed that when using the multiplaners, you can't transfer the rebar across and use these to break them down into scrap metal. So unfortunately, the only source of scrap metal that you have is just what you find on the metal piles and around the map. So then guys, before we wrap up today's video, the final feature we're going to cover are just the server settings. So if you go to your join server, you can see here on the left hand side we have a lot of options that you can choose. So the first one I want to cover is this crossplay setting. So this means that the game is crossplay from console to console. So if you're on PlayStation, you can play with Xbox players. It's not cross-platform to PC at the moment. We have no idea if they intend to bring that in a future update. You can set multiple things here as well. You can try find servers that wipe once a month, once a week, every 2 weeks, or no wipes at all. You can choose PvP, PvP no raids, PvE, first person, which is what I play on, so I have that selected. And then you have a few things here. No aim assist, no save zones, no storages. So the feature we showed you earlier, people can't put all of their best loot in there. They have to either keep it on them or in their bases. And then hardcore bots, which make the bots insane. I suggest not playing with this because the bots are already insane as it is, as they lock onto you from about 600 meters away. But yeah, these are a few features. Obviously, there's no raid timers on console either. So what I mean by this is on PC, we can set certain times where raiding is enabled, just to stop like DGen players from raiding you when you're in bed. So on my server, I have a raid timer from 3 PM to 10 PM in the evening. And this just makes it a little bit more of an enjoyable experience. Obviously, everybody has a normal day-to-day life, and you can find servers that have times that suit you. So yeah, hopefully this will all be updated soon when it goes to the 1.3 and you guys get the same servers that we have. We know that they're looking to bring community servers. Again, the timescale, which has been rumoured to be the end of the month for all these features. So give it a little bit of time, get used to the game, and then hopefully you'll see an improvement in gameplay. Thank you guys for watching today's video. I've been Gasman, and if you found anything useful in this video about the console edition of Deadside, let me know, as I did go out the way to buy the game just so I could do this video for you guys. I'm not very good on console, so you won't see a lot of gameplay, but when they bring up updates or they change features, I will come over just so that I can keep my console side up to date and be a little bit of knowledgeable. So if anyone's got any questions, I can answer them. As always guys, leave a like and subscribe, as it helps out with the growth of the channel and it helps me make more content and it gives me an idea of what you guys are looking for. Catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.